Very pleased to welcome and congratulate Glen Gulutzan on the new position, the head coach of the Calgary Flames. How does that sound? You see, you got the big flaming C here. For the last 3 years, you're with Vancouver, but now you're on this side of things.
Yeah, certainly it'll be, it's an honor for sure. And I've started way back with this group in 2003, 2004, so as an affiliate. So it's a real honor, and it'll take a while to get used to the C, I think, for the young kids, but for me it's something I was used to already.
Fantastic. Yeah, you know all about this organization. Of course, you would spend some time in the East Coast. You would spend some time in the American Hockey League, a stint with the Dallas Stars as head coach there, and back with the Canucks, as we mentioned, in an assistant role. Tell me about the journey for you, Glen.
Yeah, it's been, you know, if I go back into that, looking back into the East Coast days when we were affiliate in Las Vegas with Daryl Sutter was here. Yeah. You know, it was 6 great years there, and it was a good affiliation, and it was kind of my first leads into the NHL. And then things really escalated, and I got hired by Dallas to coach in Austin for 2 seasons. We had a couple successful years in the American Hockey League, and then, you know, right away I was in the NHL as a young guy. This is a 39-year-old, and that was a good experience. You learn a lot in that time, and there's a lot you get from being in the NHL because it's like no other league in the world. And the last 3 years spent in Vancouver has just kind of you know, solidified a footprint in this league for myself, and it's a pleasure to be here.
The thought is that that you know, you get that taste early on, you come back in, and you're probably, even you would admit, you're probably more prepared for it this time around. What makes you a better coach with your second go around as a head coach? Well, you know, there's so many things, and you're exactly right. There's so many things. You get into the league as a young guy who's never played in the league, who's you never assistant coached in the league, so you're at an arm's reach all the time. And when you're in the American League, they're 2 different leagues. The NHL and the American League are 2 different leagues, and you have access certainly, but you don't. You're at arm's reach. And the NHL is a challenging league. One of the biggest challenges that I found was the schedule. It is a real grind league, and it's that, you know, Monday, Wednesday, Friday games, and you're always rolling over. So there's no time to really dwell, but that was a big factor, you know, is just the grind, the daily grind in the NHL, but just getting used to the players and the travel. It's you know, experience is everything, and it was a great experience for me to do that. Let's talk about this team, this current team, what you know about them. You do know this current roster as it is now. You faced them in the postseason a year ago. Tell me what you see, the key pieces, what you like, and we heard from Brad Treliving talking about puck possession. He wants his team to have the puck more. Just your philosophy as a head coach and what you see with this team.
Yeah, you know, I see a group of certainly talented young players that are here, like a base of young guys. And then on the back end, I see a base of these defensemen, you know, they're in the 40-plus point range year in, year out. And when you have that kind of talent on the back, not a lot of teams in the NHL do. Some teams have 2 guys like that. But we want to, as far as our game and our possession game goes, we want to make sure that we're utilizing those guys to their strengths. We want to be a connected group. We want to play in 5s in all 3 zones. We want to play fast hockey. We want to defend fast the way we play. And we're going to we're going to be quick. We're going to be skating all the time. And you just watched the Stanley Cup. You saw that the Pittsburgh Penguins and their skating. And we're going to utilize those assets we have, especially up front. Everybody, you know, Johnny and Sean. And then you've got a cast of young Sam Bennett. You've got good veteran guys stage around there. So we want to use those guys, put them in good roles. We want to be a real connected group, a lot of 5 play, and we're going to play fast, we're going to defend fast, and we're going to be exciting.
Good stuff. I know I want to talk a little bit about Brad Treliving and how you guys have crossed paths, and maybe a little bit about the process and how, you know, he's over in Russia, and that's when his search started, how you got involved, but you guys have some history.
Yeah, and our history isn't tied as like some people expect. I played in Brandon and in the Western Hockey League, so did Tree, and but we didn't play together. We didn't play together at any point, and but we built this relationship, and just like any other relationship in the hockey world, we started off in the minors and in Las Vegas, and he was, you know, in San Antonio when I was in Austin and with Phoenix. So you just kind of see each other's teams play. You run into guys at the rink, and you have mutual friends, obviously, going back a while, and yeah, you just get to know people. So that's how that relationship started, and it's evolved, and obviously it's helped here. It's a guy that I think I have, or he has a lot of trust in watching my teams play. So he liked the style we played in Austin and so forth. So that's kind of how that relationship started, just with a lot of just that rink contact.
When did you start to get that gut feeling that you thought you were going to get this? Put you on the spot a little bit with
Yeah, that is, it's a tough one because there's so many good guys and
Yeah.
there's so many good coaches and there's a lot of, these are tough jobs to get. It probably wasn't until about a week ago that I thought, hey, you know, you see some of the other guys that are getting jobs and you're like, you know, this could be a possibility. You start off the process. It was an extensive process and, you know, a lot of interviews. I even climbed a mountain with Craig Conroy in Vancouver. So I mean, they you know, they did the fitness testing on the coaches. So anyway, but it was a long process. But probably a week ago, I thought, you know, there's a legitimate chance that this is could go my way. And there was other guys right to the end, and just happy it went my way.
You're a player's coach by definition, at least that's what we hear from the outside. But you walk that line. How do you strike that balance, Glenn, of being that player's coach, but also knowing how to take it to another level when it comes to be it discipline or just the hard X's and O's or just being a hard coach?
Yeah, you know, X's and O's has always been my strength. So, you know, that was the one area, but communication is the other. And I think I always call it, we talk about it as coaches, but for me it's something that's in the forefront of my mind when I come to the rink every day, is creating an emotional bank account with the players and making connections with the group, the trainers, the players, talking to them, listening to them, having them input some of their ideas and being able to actually listen to them. But I think when you create an emotional account with players, then you can take withdrawals. Right. And so I like to create that base, and it all stems from trust. If the players trust that you have your back, you want the best for them, you care about them, you care about their families, you care if they're playing well, you care if they're not playing well, you can take, and there's that fine line. And hey, I came from you know, the Western Hockey League back in the 80s, and they would take some stuff out of us there to get us going, right? And but it's the same thing here. We just want to create a good connection with our group through communication, and then hey, if we got to lean, we got to lean, because this is a leaning league, and it's a pushing league, and the best athletes want to be pushed to be their best.
Listen, great to have you back. We appreciate your time. Best of luck. Congratulations, and we will see you at the draft.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Glenn.
Yeah.